Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to present this topic, this subject, which is Biology Paper 1 2020. Okay, so I want to go through Biology Paper 1 2020, which involves multiple choice where I need to choose. Okay, so I'll be as fast as possible. Now, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that red button please, and share the video, like the video, so that we'll be learning together and help others to know about this channel so that they can also be benefiting. On that way we'll be moving together. Okay, so let's get into business. So in this case, this paper is about 50 minutes. You can see the minutes here. You need to answer 40 questions in 50 minutes, and it's 40 marks. Okay, so you should be able to run with the time. Okay, it's very easy to answer biology questions, paper 1, but if you're not really prepared, it become tough. So you need to be very well prepared to tackle this. Okay, then the secret about paper 1 is you just revising a lot of biology paper 1. You'll be finding out that they repeat the questions throughout. Okay, so let's begin with the question 1. Okay, so question 1, a living organism absorbs glucose, releases energy in its cells, and then passes out carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Okay, then which characteristics of living organisms are described in the statement above? So they have listed some characteristics here. As you can see, we have excretion, we have growth, we have nutrition, respiration, and irritability. Now, only 3 characteristics here has been described: the process of absorbing glucose, the process of releasing energy, and the process of producing carbon dioxide out into the atmosphere. Only 3 characteristics. So which one of these 5 can be the answer? Okay, so first of all, if you look at the first characteristics being described here, which is the process of absorbing glucose, this is called nutrition. Nutrition is the process of getting food substances into the body. So nutrition is part of the answers. Okay, so you can see for A, it is being ticked. Okay, then the release of energy in each cells, that is called the respiration. So respiration should be ticked as well. Then the process of producing carbon dioxide out into the atmosphere, that is called excretion. So the answer here is A. The answer is A. If I was to rub out here, you can see that those are the one which has been ticked here. So the correct answer here is A. Okay, then we go to question 2. 3 cell structures are listed below. We have 1, we have the cell wall, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. Which structures are found in both palisade cells and in liver cells? Okay, so the palisade cell, this is a plant cell. The liver cell is an animal cell. So which structures are found in both animal cells and plant cells? That's what they're asking you there. So if you look at the cell wall is not found in animal cells. It is only found in plant cells. So you cannot find the cell wall in the liver cell because it is an animal cell. So the cell wall should not be part of the answer. Therefore, the answer should be 2 and 3. Answer is C in this case. Okay, so the answer is C. Okay. Now we go to the next question, question 3. Go to question 3. The diagram below shows a piece of viscine tubing containing starch suspension held in a beaker of pure water. Saliva was added to the starch and the experiment was left for 2 hours. Okay, so you can study the diagram. You need to study the diagram carefully so that you're not, inconvenienced. Okay, so if you look at the first, at the beginning, this is the stand where the Viskin tube is held. Then we have a beaker down here which contains pure water. Inside the Viskin tube we have starch suspension. Now, as you may know, starch is an insoluble sugar. It cannot dissolve in water and it cannot pass through the walls of the Viskin tube. Saliva has been put there because it is able to digest starch. Okay. Then after 2 hours, you can see how the changes there. In the beaker which contains pure water, now we have sugar which is present there. Then the Viskin tube partially permeable. Remember, the Viskin tube is always is partially permeable. It's like a selective membrane. So after 2 hours, sugar was present in pure water. So now, what does this experiment show? A. Saliva is a solvent for starch. B. Saliva passes through the Viskin tube. C. Starch can be changed to sugar. Starch is soluble, starch is soluble in pure water. Okay, so the correct answer here is C. Starch can be changed to sugar. So we know that saliva digests starch into glucose, which is a sugar, a soluble sugar. Even starch itself, it is a sugar, but it is an insoluble sugar. It cannot pass through, through the Viskin tube and go into the beaker. So the answer is C. Okay, we go to the next question. Question 4. Which of the following is true about all enzymes? They are sugars. That is at the first column. First column is representing that all enzymes are sugars. All enzymes are effective at the pH of 7. All enzyme, each enzyme catalyzes one reaction. Now, it is not true that all enzymes are sugars. Actually, enzymes are not sugars. So it is not true that enzymes are sugars. They are not sugars. Enzymes are proteins in nature. Enzymes are not effective. Not all enzymes are effective at the pH of 7. Others work well in acidic medium, like the pepsin, and others work well in alkaline medium, like the salivary amylase. So not all enzymes are effective at the pH of 7. So the sugars should be cancelled out, and the effective at pH of 7 should also be crossed out. Then the correct answer is B, as you can see there. Yes, each enzyme catalyzes one reaction. So B is the answer to question 4. We got question 5. Chemical tests were carried out on a food sample in solution. The table below shows the results. So if you check, we have burette, which turns the result for burette. It turns the food sample purple color. Then the result for ethanol, it turns the food sample white emulsion. And the result for iodine turns the food sample brown, in color. Okay, so what will be the answer on question 5? So if you look at question 5, the answer will be B. This is because the test for fats, it turns the food sample into white emulsion. So this should be ticked. Then proteins, of course, if proteins are present, the color changes to purple, and when starch is absent, of course, the color will be brown. But if it is present, it turns blue black. Okay, so the question is, what did the food sample contain? So the food sample contained fats and proteins, so the answer will be B for question 5, but did not contain starch. Okay, I was using this key here. Okay, now we go to the other question 6. The table below shows the mass of the mass of some nutrients Okay, let me wrap this part that we can should be able to read. Okay, the table below shows the mass of some nutrients found in 100 grams of 4 different food. Then we have the foods has been listed out. We have beans, bread, cheese, and egg. We have carbohydrates in beans, which is 10 grams. Fat in beans, we have 0.4, proteins 5 grams, vitamin C 3.0, and vitamin D 0.0. You can see bread, same thing applies there. We have 48 grams in bread, that is carbohydrates. We have 1.5 fats, 9.0 proteins, 0.0 vitamin C, and 0.0 vitamin D. Cheese 0.0 carbohydrates, 34.0 fats, 25.0 proteins, and 0.0 vitamin C, and 0.4 vitamin D, that is in cheese. Eggs 0.4 carbohydrates, 11.0 fats, then proteins we have 13.0, vitamin C we have 0.0, and the vitamin D we have 1.5. Which foods would be best, or would best prevent rickets or scurvy? Which foods would best prevent rickets or scurvy? We know that scurvy can be prevented by using vitamin, by intake enough vitamin D. Then for scurvy we have vitamin C. Okay, so the answer for question C will be D. So if you take eggs, which contains enough, where am I? Okay, question C, which contains enough, because eggs, if you look at the eggs there, they have fat, which is 11.1, and the proteins, we have enough proteins, and we also have vitamin D to prevent the rickets. Okay, then if you look at beans contains okay, there's an error here. Okay, there's an error, it's too fast. So here is representing the rickets, here is representing the scurvy. Now, which food can prevent rickets here based on their composition there? Okay, so based on their composition, the first answer A, beans. Go where beans is, we need vitamin D. So vitamin D is absent, that cannot be an answer. Then B, bread, vitamin D is also absent, so we can't use that. We go on C, cheese. Cheese doesn't have, okay, look at vitamin D is in very minimal amount, which is 0.4. But look at the eggs, it has a huge amount of about 1.5 grams. Okay, so eggs will be best for rickets. Then for beans, scurvy, we're talking about the composition of vitamin C. So vitamin C can be can be present in bread, is not there. If you check vitamin C, okay, in beans is there, of course, that is 3.0, which is in our answer D. Then if you look at bread, doesn't have vitamin C. Look at cheese, doesn't have vitamin C. Look at eggs, doesn't have vitamin C. So the best answer we have gone for is D, because the eggs, they contain vitamin D, and beans contains vitamin C. Question 7. Which of the following people needs most of energy daily? Which of the following people needs most energy daily? We have male manual worker, pregnant woman, then 14-year-old teenage boy, then we have D, we have 8-year-old girl. Which of these people requires a huge amount of energy? Okay, so the one who needs a huge amount of energy Daly is a male manual worker. Male manual worker, talking about these people who do manual jobs, lifting up heavy things, moving up and down, digging holes. If we talk about in constructions, digging, pit latrines, all those things. So, a male manual worker needs a lot of energy daily. Okay, a huge amount of energy. Then if you look at question 7, okay, question 8, which mineral nutrient required by plants for proper formation of roots? Which mineral nutrient is required for by plants for proper formation of roots? So we have magnesium A, nitrogen B, phosphorus C, and potassium D. So the answer for question 8 is phosphorus. So the answer is C. The answer is C. Phosphorus is the answer. Plants need phosphorus for proper formation of roots. Question 9. Question 9. The diagram below shows an arrangement of apparatus for an experiment on photosynthesis left in sunlight for 5 hours. The leaf was then tested for starch. We have sunlight. You can see the sunlight here. Okay, we have sodium hydroxide pellets here. Then this is the leaf which is gotten from this experiment. Then after the experiment, what were the colors for region X, Y, and Z? So for region X, Y, and Z, what was the the color changes? We're talking about the testing for starch. So if you look at this question clearly, question 9, the answer will be D. At X, because it was not hidden at all, the color change will be blue-black to show that starch is present. Then at Y, where it was hidden with this cork, the answer will be brown. Even this part which is inside this conical flask will also be brown to show that starch is absent. So the answer is D for question 9. Question 10. The dental formula of a certain carnivore is... Okay, you can see the dental formula here. Okay, now what is the total number of teeth in the lower jaw of this carnivore? So the total number of teeth in the lower jaw in this carnivore, you just have to add 3 at the bottom here. 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. So 3 plus 1, that's 4. 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, that's 7. 7 times 2 to give you 14. Okay, so this dental formula, it is representing the number of teeth in one side of the jaw. So the lower numbers here are representing the number of teeth on the lower jaw. So just add these numbers and multiply by 2 to have the number of teeth also on the other side. So that is 7 times 2, which are getting 14. So this one has 14 total number of teeth on the lower jaw. Okay, so we'll end on question 10, then we'll come and continue later on, starting from question 11 later on. Okay, thank you so much for watching and your patience, and also for your support. Please, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe, hit that red button and become a member. Please don't forget as well to inform others about this channel, and let them share to them the videos, and like the video. Leave comments in the comment section below. I'll be happy to respond to your queries. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.